Did you know that behind the camera's glare and the roar of applause, there is an unexpected fragile moment? In the midst of the usual bustle of the airport that became the stage for their smiles and greetings, something incredible happened. All eyes were on V, who used to appear full of confidence, but this time, unstoppable tears flowed down her cheeks. His expression, usually described as that of a storybook character, is now furrowed by a deep and touching emotion. And who was the first to witness these heartwarming moments? Not the manager or bodyguard, but Jungkook, the magne. His reaction spoke louder than any of the fans' shouts. His eyes were rounded, stunned, as if the world around him had stopped spinning. The shock that emanated from his eyes was a mirror of the feelings of everyone who saw. What makes Taehyung, the ideate, who is always full of unique ideas, so moved by his heart that he dissolves in sadness in public places? Imagine the atmosphere of that moment. The incessant sound of a camera shutter, the shouting of their name, and then a sudden silence broke out as the tears began to fall. This is the moment where the glamour of the entertainment industry comes to life, revealing its most authentic human side. Taehyung's tears are not a drama, but an honest outpouring of feelings from an artist who may be gripping the burden of separation, longing, or perhaps relief after hard work. Click here to watch the full video and feel the emotional vibes for yourself. You will see how Jungkook, famous for his tough demeanor, instantly transforms into a caring figure. There was something very special about their bond that lasted for years, a bond that made her able to feel Taehyung's sadness without having to ask. This moment, though brief, is a powerful reminder that despite their status as global stars, Kim Taehyung and Jungkook are still ordinary human beings with hearts that can hurt and feelings that can hurt. A true portrait of friendship, empathy, and fragility amid a resplendent world stage. With a look full of astonishment and concern, Jungkook slowly approached. The look in his eyes, which usually shone with confidence, was now vaguely wet with empathy. Without saying a word, she stood beside Taehyung, becoming a solid fortress amidst a sea of cameras and highlights. His shoulders stiffened as if to say, "I'm here for you." A few seconds that felt like an eternity were solved by a simple but very meaningful gesture. Jungkook reached out his hand, gently holding Taehyung's arm. That touch, light but full of meaning, seemed to be their secret language. A gesture that speaks more than 1,000 comforting words. "We're going through this together." That's what the handle means, and look what happened then. Taehyung, who a second earlier was still immersed in a sea of his own feelings, slowly began to raise his head. Although tears were still streaming down her cheeks, a faint smile began to expand at the corners of her lips. As if he remembered that next to him there is someone who is always ready to support him in joy and sorrow. This is the beauty of true friendship, when a person does not need to explain his grief to be understood. This moment quickly went viral on social media, but not because of the sensation, but because of its authenticity. In an industry that is often full of engineering, Taehyung's sincere tears and Jungkook's spontaneous response become an oasis in the wilderness. Many fans admitted that they cried watching the video, as it reminds us all that even the brightest people have their moments of fragility. If you think this is just about crying and hugs, you are mistaken. It's a stark testament to the bonds built through more than a decade's journey, going through tough times, celebrating success, and strengthening each other in times of weakness. Jungkook doesn't need a long speech to cheer. His presence alone is medicine. Taehyung doesn't need to be ashamed of crying. In front of Jungkook, he can be his most vulnerable self. So, what exactly happened at the airport at that time? We may never know the exact reason behind Taehyung's tears, but surely the world is witnessing a valuable lesson about true friendship. When one soul is being violently shaken by a storm of emotions, the other soul is present as an unconditional support. This is a moment that will be remembered, not as the day Taehyung cried, but as the day the world saw the power of a genuine bond. Amid the roar of the plane's engines and the incessant flash of the lights, there was a quiet space created just for the two of them. Jungkook, with his sharp instincts, immediately forms a living shield with his body, blocking Taehyung from the lens layers of the camera that want to peer into every detail of the fragility. His normally innocent and curious gaze, now turned protective and resolute, sent a clear message: this is our moment. And behind Jungkook's sturdy back, there was a heartwarming transformation. Taehyung, who initially looked down listlessly, slowly began to stand up more upright. He wiped his tears with his sleeves, taking a deep breath, as if drawing strength from the presence of the younger brother. Slowly, but surely, a small smile began to return to her face, like the sun trying to break through the dark clouds after a rainstorm. A trembling smile, yet full of meaning. What happens next is probably the most beautiful part of this whole episode. Without anyone to give the command, without direction from the management, these two friends spontaneously turned around and walked side by side. Their shoulders touched each other, their steps were in rhythm, like two melodies that finally found harmony again. Jungkook occasionally steals a glance at Taehyung, making sure that the smile on his face has stabilized. This moment, in its silence, speaks louder than sweet confessions on stage. This is clear evidence of what familia means, a bond that goes beyond professional relationships, beyond celebrity status, beyond any fan expectations. In that crowded airport, among hundreds of people, they both created their own little world, a world where crying is not a disgrace, a world where weakness is allowed to be shown, and a world where there are always hands ready to support when someone is about to fall. Many speculate, is this a farewell cry? Crying fatigue? Or crying